Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode. Today we will take a look at the Perun Moto Luggage Rack and also the extension plate for it. So let's dive into it. We have an envelope here, let's see what's inside. So we have a couple of stickers, the invoice, let's get those out of the way and continue. In this box I think we have the luggage rack, and indeed this is the luggage rack, which is sold separately. Additionally, I bought the extension plate for it. It's a way larger plate where you can fit more, well, a bigger luggage. Let's unwrap them and see how they look. The quality is really okay. It has a nice finish to it. Came unscratched or bent or anything like this. This is the extension plate. It gets mounted like this with some screws. You can put it on just when you go on longer travels or you need to fit something bigger in there. Also, make sure not to throw away any bolts and pieces. You have two types of bolts for the front and the back. So one set is longer and one is shorter. On different bikes from different years, the threading is different, longer. I will see on the bike what I will use from those. Next, let's go to the bike and start installing this and see how it goes. But first, a short wording from our sponsor, which is obviously me. If you like the videos and want to see more boring videos like this, please subscribe, leave a comment, like the videos, share it, or whatever you want to do. Now, let's move to the bike and continue the installation. So now that we are near the bike, we should first take the seat off. Next, you should remove the fuel cap And also make sure that you cover the fuel cap, well, the fuel hole, with a cloth or something so that no debris will go inside the fuel tank. Next, you will unbolt 2 screws under the tail of the bike and 2 screws near the fuel cap. With a gentle pull, you can get the tail of the bike off. Next, you have several bolts for the right fairing. And this fairing has a very odd, well, at least for me, mounting bracket and system. As you can see, I tried to remove that, but with no success, and I moved over to the next fairing. And you can see in there that you already have a marking for where you need to drill a hole. So you can add the riser or adapter, or what's it called. On the back, it's marked somehow. It has a pinch in there, but it doesn't have the full circle like on the side fairing. After some precision eyeballing measurements, I decided that those are the correct markings. Now let's get back to the fairing, to the stubborn fairing, which still doesn't want to give up. I spent, I think, almost half an hour only removing this. Maybe this system is too new for my knowledge and I can't handle to get that loose. But really, I've disassembled 2 other bikes in my life, a lot of bikes, but I didn't encounter this problem. So yeah, after some time, I managed to take that fairing off. Next, you will need a drill and a drill bit that's roughly the size of the spacer. If you have one that's the exact same size, that would be perfect. If no, you can go with a smaller drill bit. That's what I did. You will also need something on which to place the fairing so that you don't scratch it. Also, make sure to tighten the drill bit so this doesn't happen to you. Now I'm just drilling all 4 holes and going back and forth to the bike and checking that the fairings with the spacers align and everything sits well in there. Note to self: before drilling on top of a box, check the contents of the box. so that you don't mess up what's in there. After showing you my footwork, my feetwork, I decided to show you how you should align this and how you should check this. I'm adding the spacers in the holes and trying to screw the bolt down. If all is aligned and goes smoothly, then I proceed to the next hole. If not, back to the drilling. Next, I need to sandpaper those holes to make them nice and smooth. Next, you will need to temporarily add all the fairings to the bike and double check again that everything is aligning correctly. Now, this is the moment when I started to regret the double checking. Remember that stubborn fairing? Well, now I need to get it off again so that I can enlarge the hole. So I tried all the possibilities. I looked from all the tight spaces in there to see if I can straighten out that bracket, or what's it called. In the end, I just couldn't handle the nerves and I just snapped. Now, this is the solution for an easily removable fairing on a new bike. Here you can see what's left of it and the part that broke. You need to basically align that part like that in order to take it off, but I didn't have the space to get in there and align it. Next, you will need to check what bolts you will be using. I decided to go with the bigger bolts and see if they fit. This was the case for me. Now, the next step, clearing the holes. This should be done in the beginning, but I forgot about that, and better later than never, right? Now you will add the 2 spacers on the front, put the bolts in with the, I don't know what's it called, the thingy on top. Just tighten those a bit. Next, add the spacers on the bottom. Align them and proceed with those bolts as well. Also, for the bolts, don't use any Loctite or something like that, and don't over tight them as well. Next, proceed to bolting down the rest of the fairings. Make sure not to forget any screws. And after that, you can consider that this is a job done. The extension plate can be mounted like this. You need to screw 4 bolts in there, and you will have a larger base where you can attach different luggages. I decided to leave it aside for now and only attach this when I'm going to bigger trips. Oh, before I forget, have you noticed there's a subscribe button around here somewhere? Give it a push, see what it does. Well, thanks for watching one of these boring episodes, and until next time, remember, keep having fun out there.